scene. I can't get any rest. So, for all victims of crime, ring this number in United Kingdom, 0808 689 111, support line of National Victim Support. In my area, East United Kingdom, the Northamptonshire Police Force, public servants have failed to inform me or refer me to that service since yesterday, since the unlawful theft of my late mum. I was robbed of my coat, and my white coat would have that male's DNA skin or something, because his hand touched my left shoulder as I had the coat on, and he swiped that pendant off me in my wheelchair. So my mate's been watching over me, and Boxing Day now. So yeah, thanks for you kind lack of thought, your peace officer ringing a mobile number on Christmas Day. I made it quite clear. The call recordings might have to do this with my disability needs. I don't consent to the offer on the 27th of 12th 2018 without full support independently. I will not be signing no statement whatsoever. I will not be pulled into any signing something that could lead to any being claimed I'm done anything unlawful in common law and statute law. So I have now already provided what it's called online direct information already. The details, identification, what I can remember is up to due diligence of the public servants in my area, UK. They know who they are. They are well connected and still are similar employees in my east of the area in England where I live. And I will not be going into no public building. I already offered now it's today's date. Yesterday, Christmas Eve time, I already made that call centre 101. It's a call centre operator. I was not given any identification of that, which is the duty of care, National Charter, Ministry of Justice of Victims of Crime in statute law. I was not offered identifiable information of what if there is such individual, man or woman, as a peace officer on behalf of this area police. Yet again, this is just going on. God forbid anyone experiences this. So it's re-traumatisation by public servants all over again, this time by the police. Employees. And the council tax, public paying their wages. There's no wonder people have no faith in them. So I wish I never bloody called them now. I reported what happened to me in my wheelchair. Waste of bloody time. So I found out the negligence, by the way, this is disability discrimination, happened by the call hand operator, should be reported. I've got her recording of what she said to me. She said to me they do no appointments anymore at, they call it in my area, Guildhall. It's another public building that's got cameras everywhere. The public servants are more protected than public, yet the public pays our wages. Anyway, that corner, little small box, it's not accessible, it's not disabled friendly, and it's not private, and it's not in a place that I'm able to cope with at all anymore. My reduction, my disabilities, I was not once since I reported what happened to me, and not once was I offered any disability reasonable adjustments. I had to push for that, and that's reference the Equality Act 2010, section 2122. Don't piss me about, don't take me for a fool, don't gaslight me, don't target me, you public servants. I did the lawful due diligence and report. What's your name? What's your date of birth? I only gave that under duress by force and cohesion. The crime commissioner is a public servant. He set up this other body. They've already been emailed, by the way. And yet, I've only just found out Because obviously I don't trust these puppet servants. They never do anything for me, even when you got red-handed information on CCTV, or, you know, you've got information on your own video camera, and still they don't do anything. Yeah, so they pick and choose who they want and what's profitable to them, what's in the public interest to them. And of course, somebody in a wheelchair have two women and this bloke standing next to them, and they're leaning over me and saying, "Merry Christmas," and then snatch off my mum's pendant of my bloody blinking coat. You think I'm going to put up with that? What goes around will come around. They'll get their just reward with their maker one day. I just know I've got my mum's memories. I know my brother's linked up to local political people and his Freemason mates. I don't give a shite what they do. He's going to have to answer to somebody. But at least I've got the memories of my mum. That's the main thing. You're not going to cause this trigger more trauma onto me. Yeah, it doesn't work like that. I know what the tactics goes on around here. All of my neighbours, all these months and years, everything that's been going on this past year, coincidentally bumping into people just like that, it does not happen. Never happens like that. I know what's going on. I've got evidence, written evidence, by the way. I don't think it. I'd go on fact and like those peace officers do. Right. So do you think you're going to come round on Christmas Day, did you? Well, that didn't work, did it? I clocked that one straight away. And by the way, I offered under duress today, Boxing Day, McDonald's, because that place is on camera. I know the location, my wheelchair. I felt more secure there than I do anywhere else. As I know somebody, I met them for I don't drink coffee, but it's a herbal tea, and not that long ago. It's rare I go outside my bloody home, and these public servants on the call centre, especially this particular one female operator, she had no clue whatsoever, and authoritarian tone of voice, intimidation. This is, by the way, and it was oh, we no longer offer appointments at the Guildhall. It's a building, public building, by the way, not far away. But the fact when you've got complexity and you've got 4 days out or bloody 7 and a lot more ill health, physical disabilities going on, that there was no information whatsoever. There was no consideration whatsoever if I could manage that. It was just a voice message left, and later on, once I've had a rest and chilled out, watched something else, my mates here watching over me, just make sure I'm okay, which I'm not, by the way. The traumatisation by this deliberate targeting me because of my disabilities. What? You laid me as vulnerable. No, I'm not bloody vulnerable, not bloody stupid. I'm clued up what's going on. Oh, we just bloody well set a scene up. It's like a movie, really. It set a scene up, plant a male, pretend he's, although he was drunk, actually, well, wasn't completely drunk, I don't think. He's still able to bloody walk, and still from me. And then the two females said to him, and then you said, "Oh, what do they look like?" Well, how the hell am I bloody meant to know when it's happened all split per second? And unfortunately, the other lady, she meant well, the call centre operator, she had more compassion than the other one. And the first call handler, when I first reported it, well, that particular period of time, they meant well. I think it was the same one, working the same shift. But I tell you, yesterday evening, well, no, the second one yesterday evening, I think it was about 9ish. I got it written down anyway as well. And couldn't believe that. She was insistent. I go, "Excuse me, I'm not a bloody criminal. I'm a vulnerable blinking in your eyes, in the system's eyes, the state eyes, United Kingdom's eyes, vulnerable adult. I don't need babysitting. I need exercise my God-given bloody rights. The last time I've been calling you lot, I'm not trying to target every puppet servant the same brush, but the ones I've been bloody dealt with on the bloody phone. I mean, you called it Christmas time. So-called Christians, you treat vulnerable people like this when they're reporting a tort. In tort law, it is in common laws a tort. When somebody bloody touches your body without your consent and then steals from you your late month's pendant, it's hard enough having a Christmas hour. you know, when you're still grieving, let alone your so-called family members that don't give a shite or don't want to support you. I've got more support and my private life friends who will damn well, they are damn well doing the best they can. And I thank goodness. I thank goodness for that. Because I know there is a bigger picture what's going on, not just my area, by the way. This is all over the bloody place. And I won't go into all the subjects here. I've deleted a previous stream, and I thought, well, I ain't going to give the facts, just plain in the hands, isn't it, of these certain individuals. These are public servants. I know all these public services, individual, certain departments, the offices all closed. They've got a skeleton. The public employees are skeleton staff because all away. You won't get nothing back fully working in until the second week in January 2019. I know that. And I bumped into somebody, as I said, on Christmas Eve, and I bumped into that lady, and she was telling me certain things I won't make public, and I know a lot more. So no, I won't be meeting somebody on Thursday, thank you. I'll be first speaking to somebody else, another individual system I know about, and I'll be making sure my rights this time are upheld. Whether or not you do anything about it, you public servants out there, is yet again you'll never do. So I will look at my own protection measures and I can't even speak of the word now, but retake my measures carefully. That's not going to stop me. You're trying to put the fright, it's not the frighteners on. They're trying to intimidation tactics. Oh, you must do this. No, I don't need to do nothing that public servant tells me. You do what I require in your lawful conduct, in your behaviours, your duty of care, in your code of conduct, in your employment status. You're the public servant. The public pays your wages. You're great to come down on people, make assumptions about their characteristics and behaviours and whatever, without the factual evidence to back it up. So you've got a history. You know exactly who I am. You monitor not just these the police so-called system. It's all interlinked. So obviously they do monitor your channel, they do monitor your internet, your phone calls, everything. So what? The smart technology, they monitor that. So it's sad it's happened. Yes, I'm absolutely disgusted by it. Or I'm not going to go into the words how I feel about it. The fact it's happened. The fact is that I'm the initial peace officers on the phone, call operators, were helpful. Appreciate that. And a couple other ones, females I spoke to yesterday, were helpful. But the other one, she was absolutely just stone cold ice. She obviously knew exactly who I was because I didn't even give the cry number and didn't give my details. She knew exactly who I was by the voice recording. So I'm being monitored for something else. Who knows what you're trying to target me for? Yeah, set me up for something, are you? See, you do not. I will not ever. Now, I shall be withdrawing my requirement. I withdraw my offer. I shall withdraw the offer of offering services to me by the public sector services, i.e. Northamptonshire Police Force Limited. It's a corporation. You do not have a contract with me. It's null and void. It was under duress. I provided it under extreme pressure, emotional distress by the threats and the harm that armed stress had caused to me by that male, believing I might just have a public servant that might be able to do something, but obviously wasn't even thinking that mindset yesterday when it happened. I've had time to think since. Do never bloody call me. Do never have your unidentifiable male who failed in his duty of care to leave and let me know what collar number he is so I know who to speak to. They call it a 101 number. It's just a call centre. You don't know who you're speaking to, and their calls are recorded. So make sure you let them know that you're going to record their call. And if they don't want to be recorded, well, then just put it in an email. So you've got a paper trail. And but you're not breaching nobody's data, because obviously they don't identifiable themselves. Yeah. So it's information gathering on their end. It's not helping victims of crime in statutory law in UK. It's not helping them. They pick and choose who they want to help with their mates. So if you're well connected with your little golden, whether it's, I don't give a shite what people do in their own personal lives, as long as they don't cause me harm, alarm, distress. But when they're in the role as a public office, they have a code, a national. Every town and city have their own version, but it's just generally Ministry of Justice Code of Conduct. And there is, in statutory law, code for victims, especially when you're vulnerable, right? So look at the word vulnerabilities, what they mean. It's not just about learning disabilities. There's assumption, presumption. I wish to goodness there's better training, and there isn't. There is no. It's got worse. I thought there'd be better training by now in especially call operators, but they're going on computer systems, aren't they? AI, I suppose, and is there definitions of how to script their words? Well, the certain individual, she just absolutely got up my nose, and I'll tell you that now, that's put me off taking this further. I'm not having it. And especially when that unknown male, so whoever they label their job roles, team managers make decision. Oh, I don't have to do anything. I've got to. No, I don't. You're just a man and a woman in your job capacity. Just because you got a uniform don't mean to say you're any better than anybody else. Look what you're doing for people's homes. You're supporting all these corporations taking people's homes away at Christmas Day and Christmas Eve. Seen them video today, I tell you that now. I couldn't believe that one. That happened to United Kingdom. That's horrendous. When somebody couldn't pay for their whatever they were doing. I don't know the full ins and outs. I won't comment on it. But I just observed yet again. Doesn't give me no confidence in reporting, I think, or seeing this through at all. Not anymore. I'll sleep on it now. And I will make sure I get hold of all those gone away anyway for their Christmas breaks. I hope you have a better time than I. This was all just planned and designed this way. So yeah, Wednesday. Oh, thank goodness, by the way, around here it's quite quiet at the moment. So, you know, the past couple of days, so I appreciate that. But no. Do not let anyone put you down. I will survive. As their song is in that somewhere. I can't remember the lyrics right now. Can't really care less. But I just know I need to get my mind, body and soul thinking in the right place. Trust my gut instinct and all this, because you blinking public servants ain't going to come nowhere near trespass anywhere near my home. And I personally can claim and sue. I know you know how to do that. You know I know how to do that. But I'll be honourable and I'll be lawful. There's no such, so you can, I should just make it quite clear. There's no such thing. You can do this online, by the way, anybody out there, if you need to, in statutory law. It's called Direct Crime Report Online. Be extremely careful if they want to try and assume, presumption, you need to get the collar number, the ID of the individual public servant wearing a uniform does not make them any better than you and I. And certain individuals, you can have really nice people that are doing the job and they mean well, and I appreciate that. And then unfortunately you get the bad apple that screw it all up for the rest of them. And that's what I've experienced again. So thanks very much. And don't target me and cause disinformation. And no, I won't accept a voicemail. I won't be accepting the offer. And then when you try an email, they call you a local area in statutory law, local neighbourhood areas. I know exactly who they are in my area. They haven't changed their job because they're on a pension. The public purse is paying their wages. They're going on to keep along. Yeah, they're just going on with the same mate I've dealt with for years, in the same job for years. There's nothing's changed for years. I wish they had better training, but Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to that, from my experience of past, 72 hours. It hasn't been that experience at all. I won't forget this. It's just we're in those times, unfortunately. Yeah, so the victim support, well, the charity's closed, but they have this national line that's open tomorrow. I wonder we'll have a chat to if one can get through. This is no way to treat people in United Kingdom and mislead them. The police state is not our friend at all. It's all about self-preservation and self-defense. And you have, if I'd known what that guy was trying to do to me, I would have kicked him what the wallies, not being rude, with my good foot. And but he come up to me so bloody quick. It was happened a split the second, and the cameras won't bloody catch him. But I got his DNA in my coat, so I will make sure that bloody well peace officer. She's such a piece of nasty piece of work, claiming you have to go to a police station. Good God, I'm not a bloody criminal. You're reporting a crime in UK and you expect their role to do what they're meant to do. Of course they ain't going to do it. They've got their own interests. So I found this information out. Thank goodness for a couple of my friends tonight. Well, last night now. And this so-called, first you need a collar number. I thought, well, my activisms are kicked in. I'll hold them accountable. You need a collar number, you need the job title number, and you have a lawful right. And again, that charter, if anyone wants to check it out, God forbid you ever find yourself in a situation. Charter of Code of Victims is Ministry of Justice, Head Office in London, UK. There is in that code section 1 for disabled people. And also be aware, unless these local people are connected, and by the way, very easy, they're connected and know my elder brother in it. Yeah, I sussed that one out yesterday very quickly. Oh, we might be replace your late mums. Oh, late mums. Might be able to find something else of hers. Well, that's a great gesture. Where's this phone call today? You soon find out who your real family are. I've got some real good, honest friends, thank gosh. Anyway, this lady was trying to make assumption. What got my gut feeling ringing alarm bells was what she said yesterday evening. Oh, we could send somebody around on Christmas Day. You what? What's your plans for Christmas? What? It's like they're robots in their call centre and they had no compassion. They didn't ask, A, was I well enough? B, for example, you know, I could be bedbound, completely distraught or whatever. There was no compassion whatsoever. They didn't even get my consent. They'd make an assumption, and quick enough, I said, no way. I said, because my mate come round and she said, what the hell did they ask? So, of course, helped me make that phone call. Said, well, order is bet. No one's come round here. It's my private dwelling. And certain personal matters I won't go into, so not related, and I will not consent. So all I consider the offers to meet, you need to provide the information, and a public location with my choice of location will be McDonald's. That's the thing I could think of. And then my mate made me realise it was closed today's date because they wanted to meet today. So I thought, I ain't got nothing on. I thought, right, okay, McDonald's, not my place. Then, of course, she rang up and found out they were closed today. So rang back yesterday evening, this call centre, and that individual, heartless, and she said, oh, well, we'll try, the last lady I spoke to last evening, we'll try and get somebody, well, that was, Christmas Eve, we'll try and get the message to somebody. She didn't, that rings a bell actually, because she didn't identify anybody then. There's other individual call centre, they're all secretive, too secretive. You're reporting a crime and they're secretive, but they want your details, a bit one-sided. Anyway, and then So thank gosh for my good friend to spot that on, and thank goodness I got the calls recorded. And she went through the notes earlier today for me, just resting up, and realised, hold on, we found that charter. Then we found these are things that the police didn't offer, by the way. We had to find it ourselves. It's absolute public's paying their bloody wages. I couldn't believe this. Well, I can, because I know what they're like. Everything I've ever reported, nothing's done. I'm not surprised nothing will be done this time. So, in the public, you've got two, well, one of the female call centres explained it. Obviously, they work in the industry, shall we say. So, I've never experienced it the way it happened before. I've had dickheads that have been drunk or whatever, and I know what to do and how to handle myself. And the fact is, you had two females that looked like they were innocently walking along with a bloke, and yet being Christmas Eve, saying the words "Merry Christmas," and the next thing grabs you, touches your left side, your coat. I can't feel my left side on my body, so I just saw his arm go like that very quickly. Didn't know he took my my 8 months brooch off my shoulder. How can he get it off my shoulder? It's all securely attached. That's what gets me, I tell you. Sick in his head. It's not made of any human decency anyway. And that woman in the call centre and the police were saying, yeah, apparently it can happen when it's premeditated like that. So bad luck, one place, wrong time. But obviously, yeah, you can react different. I suppose you can react in different ways. But what gets me, these public servants. Yeah, I know, Sandra. Did Cameron get that bedding out for her? Yeah, just a herbal tea, thanks. Yeah, no, the heating's off now, thanks. So yeah, so today was out, obviously, and obviously I wouldn't consent them come round here. No way. I've got too much medical. It's personal medical situation. See my videos on this channel about that. They obviously watch your channels, watch your emails, the big brother side of it, or they watch your. It's the kind of life we're living in at 24 hours a day, digital age. So it's this what got me. And my mate listened to the voice recording, and she picked it up. Well, I didn't pick it up until she pointed it out, made written notes of this. Picked it up that this, where are we now? Christmas Eve still, and it was about 9 o'clock in the evening. That was it. Because obviously I'm still shook up by it all, and my mate was trying to help me make the call. Yeah, I know. And what was it? That woman was saying about coming around today. I didn't say anything about coming around to my own Christmas Day. It's that bloody call centre place. It didn't dawn on me. Because I thought, I don't do anything, why not? But that's my mate was saying to me, yeah, hold on, what's she saying that for? You could have had all sorts of plans. That's a bit odd. So, of course, that's when we quickly decided to say, oh, yeah, McDonald's. And then it was agreed that someone would call me back today to arrange for, tomorrow, today's date kind of thing at McDonald's, or do this police statement or whatever. And then again, my other mate that took over from my other mate last night, well, I mean, Christmas Eve night, and said, hold on, I think it's closed on Christmas Day. You better ring, let's ring up and check. So she did, and was right. And I had to call back again. Great, eh? And this one got a different female who was more sympathetic in the call centre at the place. And, oh, right, I get a message to somebody and let them know. So I was expecting today's date, now Boxing Day. I'll get a call later on after lunchtime. I would have been in this seat by now if it weren't for all this stupid bloody shite going on here. I tell you, all this bloody trying to get justice. You won't with the police around here. And I would have been in seat by now, I know. And Absolutely. I know, just checked all the voice messages. So I would have got a call late today after 1 o'clock and met up with somebody, and I would have forgotten to get their collar number, the name, who they were, and B, then obviously hopefully in a public place, i.e. not great, McDonald's, but it's undercover and it's people about for my safety in the situation. And no, my friends didn't have the extra time to come up and accompany me. This is the thing I have. And it's not your fault, I know, Sandra. It's just a situation we're in. And but that didn't pan out, did it? So, as I said, Christmas Day, what happened? Still, the police like to harass me. What? Harass me? And I get blinking a call. But it's not like harassment, really, in that the individual's eyes, because I don't know the individual. I don't even know who the individual is. It's a male voice. Oh, we could offer you the 27th. Excuse me. There was no information. How was I meant to get there? No consideration my vulnerable disabilities. Nothing about anything like that. Oh, it's like stone coldness in that tone of voice. And you don't know what goes on behind the scenes, how many jobs they got on their plate, being Christmas in the period. Are they on short staff? Who knows? But they could have dealt with it much better. So I've got to get some rest now. My experience dealing with the bureaucracy of lack of justice, a lack of action, a lack of bloody consideration for people with situations like mine. I don't need to go into it all. Just look at my videos on this channel. You'll see what my disabilities are. I will not be targeted unlawfully by the public servants on top in the mannerism and lack of thought and consideration and the other duty of care and the Charter for Victims of Crime in Statute Law UK. And I hope to goodness, hopefully get some sleep now. I've got to get off, it's getting late. Hope to goodness that my got someone else coming in a minute, taking over another friend of mine. It's a bit late in the morning, but see, I can't sleep because it's really disgusting the way I'm treated. And hopefully talking to this independent service later on, get some rest now, and just be careful out there, anybody similar position to me. I didn't expect it on bloody Christmas Eve and Christmas of this to happen. So there's no way they'll be able to get the camera. There's no way. And when my mates read this website thing about there's all it is information gathering. That's all it is, and it's all resources, and they won't investigate it. You know, they won't do anything further. I know from past experience, and I know it's more cutbacks going on. So, you're dealing with statutory law as well, so be aware about being set up and targeted. There's agenda sometimes when these things happen, and you can't call it. It's not a coincidence it happened, by the way. So it's called UK. It's known as Victim Support, and apparently they're open tomorrow. So got to get the call in though. God forbid if anyone else is going through hard times this time of year. My thoughts and prayers are with you too, even though I might not know you. I've no disrespect to every puppet servant. I'm not trying to say that. It's just these key ones that's messed me about on the bloody phone. Don't know if they're busy themselves or they just haven't thought. Surely, if there's a vulnerable individual in their eyes in the area or in their computer system, they already know, then they surely should make these disability adjustments. But I don't want to hang up about that. I just want to get I'm not going to sign nothing. You know, you're not going to put myself in. There's a terminology with that. My mate just read up out earlier. And I've got to get some rest. Time's getting on. Choking on. Be careful. Be safe. Be smart. And try and get the information who you're dealing with, if you can, before you consent to meet them. they're so reluctant to give their caller number and information. You're not asking for life history, you're just asking to preserve your right to your own data, really. And then the horrible experience of being a victim of all this shite is just not great. And if you don't get any justice anyway because of whatever decision their system uses, just try and find a way to get through it. If you do have family and friends, good luck. I hope you have a better Christmas than me. I don't celebrate it myself, but I could do without all this though. Anyway, there's a lot of targeted individuals in many different subjects and ways I won't go into. I need some rest. You take care. And those that I just think you're doing their job, kindly get some training in what you don't need to be expert in everything. So generalising. You work for the public, so do your bloody job. Thank you. You're certain individuals. You know you are, because you monitor this channel.